Mix 1041, mixtv.tv. Good morning, everybody. Just before we wrap up the morning show here, we do have Shelby County Mayor Lee Harris on the phone talking about the Listening to Rural Voices Tennessee tour. Good morning, Mayor. How are you?
Hey, good morning. How are you?
We are good. So tell us why you're hosting these town halls and what you hope to accomplish.
Well, we think our state and we think our country are at a critical juncture, and so we want to hear from residents directly. And so we'll be in Bradley County tonight at 6 p.m. at 155 Ocoee. Hope I pronounced that correctly. And we want to hear from residents around the town and around the county and just hear what they're saying. So we've been doing stops around the state. This is our 12th stop, I believe. And I've been hearing about healthcare and education and infrastructure or whatever is happening in Bradley County. So we encourage your listeners to come on out and air their concerns, and we'll be there 6 to 7 p.m.
Okay, and why are you focusing on rural communities?
Well, we think that's the heartland of our state. We think that's what drives our state, and we think there's just a lot happening right now that affects rural communities. From education, from our schools are getting old, our roads are getting old, to things like tariffs. We think our farm community is really under strain right now, and we just want to hear from residents because the best solutions, the things that work, are going to come directly from the voices of the folks who are closest to the issues.
And how did your earlier stops on the listening tour across West Tennessee go, and what did you hear from your attendees?
So they were extremely well attended, and so we've done stops now. This is our third or fourth stop in East Tennessee, and we were in the Knoxville area earlier this week, and we heard a lot of concern around health care, particularly Medicaid and access to health care. A lot of folks were concerned about rural hospital closure, and so they want to make sure that the hospitals that remain are healthy, and that's going to take access to resources. So just making sure that those hospitals are open. We also heard a lot about specialized care, to be honest. And by specialized care, I mean, people are living longer, and nursing homes are important right now, and also access to mental health care. So we heard a lot about that, but also, as I say, education and roads, and also, National Guard. That's a topic of discussion right now. People are talking about the National Guard.
All righty, we're talking with Shelby County Mayor Lee Harris, talking about the Listening to Rural Voices Tennessee tour. So once you've gathered all this information from Tennesseans across the state, what is next?
So we're going to make sure that we continue the conversation, and we're going to bring a lot of these issues to action. And so there's a lot that the state can do, and there's a lot of conversations that need to be had before 2026. And so we've got a big election coming up, and we just want to make sure that we fully understand all the things that concern people so that we can take that agenda forward for 2026 to the folks that will be running. I won't be on the ballot, but there'll be others. We want to make sure that they know what's going on and what they should be focused on.
Okay, for people listening right now, why should they make the effort to come out and join you tonight?
Well, we know people have a lot on their plate. Obviously, there is lots going on, and people, have families to take care of and jobs to attend to and so forth. But we promise that the town hall will only be for 1 hour, and it's a chance to network with their neighbors, but also to be heard. And it's the first step in a process to make sure that things turn around, because a lot of folks are under strain right now, and this is how the process works.
What are some of the key issues you expect will come up in tonight's conversation?
Well, I don't know. That's a great question. We've heard just a smorgasbord of things as we've gone across our beautiful state, and we've seen some incredible sights. And so sometimes it's lighthearted discussions around things like football and the sports team and their changes to rules and things that need to be addressed to make sure that our kids can be successful as they participate in athletics. And as I said a moment ago, it's sometimes very serious things around health care and taking care of their loved ones that are now living longer and unfortunately suffering from things like dementia and issues like that.
All right, last question for you, Mayor. So if someone wants to get involved but can't make it in person tonight, what's the best way for them to share their thoughts with you and to be heard?
Well, we are on Instagram and Facebook. I am Lee Harris 4901 on all of those platforms. We also have the Tennessee Listening Tour on all of those platforms. And so we're going to encourage people to log on and to make a connection and also keep their eyes and ears peeled, because this is not the last time we'll have this conversation, and we'll certainly be back.
All right, that is Shelby County Mayor Lee Harris. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks a lot. See ya.
All righty, it is